Hey guys, so today I have swatches of the China Glaze Gone West collection for fall 2019. There are 8 polishes here, which is already a little weird because China Glaze usually does 12 polishes for their main seasonal collections, but it made this a little bit quicker for me, so I'm okay with it. I believe I got these from polishpick.com when they first launched there. They had them just a couple of days earlier than all of the other more discounted polish websites, but they are pretty readily available right now. Ulta has them. I haven't checked Sally's, but I would assume that Sally's has them. Head to Toe Beauty has them, 88beauty.com has them, and then PolishPick, which, like I said, I think that's where I got mine. It's been a little while and I don't have the best memory, but 8 polishes here all together, and I will get into the swatches. So the first polish is called Prairie Tail Ending, and China Glaze just describes this as a cream. So this one is a bit sheer and a bit streaky on that first coat. It is a light color, so it's not super surprising. Some of those streaks do seem to level themselves out as it settles. Formula on this is a bit thin for me. It does feel like it kind of wants to do its own thing, so I'm trying to be extra careful not to flood my cuticles or let the brush slide around too much. So this one does build up pretty well in opacity on the second coat, but I do still see some streaks, although not as bad as I would expect given how sheer the first coat was. So I'm gonna let it dry completely and see whether or not I can get away with 2 coats. Okay, so I am doing a third coat here to cover up a few streaks. I kind of thought halfway through that second coat that I could get away with 2, but it's not quite going to happen. It is very, very close to being opaque in 2 for me though, so depending on your application, you might only need 2 coats. So that is 3 coats of Prairie Tail Ending. Okay, the next polish is called Lawless and Flawless, and reading the China Glaze description for this, I don't think I'm going to be able to rely on that website anymore because it just calls it a pink shimmer. This is a dustier pink, and then it also has a pink to gold shifting shimmer to it. I don't know if you can tell. It's not a really, really fine shimmer. You can kind of pick out the particles a bit more than in a polish like this one, which will be coming up, that has like a really fine shimmer. This almost just a little less fine, but it's not going to be chunky like a glitter or anything. So this polish is pretty sheer on that first coat. It is a lighter shade of pink, and it also has to be a bit more on the jelly side for that shimmer to show through. So not unexpected for this to be more sheer. The shimmer does stand out really nicely, and good formula on this one. So this one does start to build up on that second coat, but I can still see a bit of nail line. And I do think it's going to dry a little bit more sheer than it is right now also. And even with the base color building up, that shimmer is still standing out really nicely. So this one does look pretty good on that third coat. I do top off at 3 coats. I'm going to let the third coat dry completely, which I don't always do for these swatches, just to see if it gets a little bit more sheer. Color doesn't seem to change too much between the second and third coats, and it does dry shiny and smooth, no texture at all from that shimmer that's in there. So once this has fully dried, it's mostly opaque in 3 coats. If I look closely, I can see a little bit of nail line. I think if you have longer nails or your nails are just whiter than mine, then it's probably going to stand out a bit more than it is on me. So that is 3 coats of Lawless and Flawless. So the next polish is called Take the High Rodeo, and China Glaze just describes this as a mauve shimmer. The shimmer in this is gold. It doesn't seem to shift from different colors like the last one did, and it also is a bit finer than the shimmer in the last polish. So this one is pretty opaque on that first coat, still a bit sheer, but not super sheer like the last one, and the shimmer stands out really nicely. Even though this is a finer shimmer than what was in the last polish, it's still not super fine. The particles still look a little bit bigger and a little bit more separated. And good formula on this as well. So this one actually covers completely on me in 2 coats. You can see that second coat does deepen the color quite a bit, and with the deeper color it helps the shimmer stand out more. This polish also dries relatively shiny, not super glossy but close, and no texture to that shimmer at all. And no brush strokes through that shimmer at all either. So that is 2 coats of Take the High Rodeo. The next polish is called Campfired Up, which is just a standard red cream. So this is super opaque on that first coat. I feel like I can still see a little bit of nail line when I look closely, but I'm really looking for it. So I'm going to let this, again, dry all the way before I call it.
And a really good formula on this also. So this is a really, really good red, but after that second coat was fully dry, I just have a couple of flaws that I want to cover up. And that second coat does deepen the color as well. And this polish dries mostly shiny, not completely glossy, just like the last one. So that is 2 coats of Campfired Up. The next polish is called Gold Mine Your Business, and this is a gold shimmer with little tiny silver holographic glitters. So this is fairly sheer, which was kind of surprising. There's a really similar polish to this one that was in the Body and Soul collection. It was a shimmery metallic base with the silver holographic glitter, and it was much more opaque than this one is. Good formula on this one. So this polish does start to build up on that second coat, but it is still pretty sheer. That metallic gold base does have a lot of shimmer on its own, and really not a lot of brush strokes through there either. So this one does build up pretty well on that third coat. If I look at it from certain angles and I'm really looking for my nail line, I can still find it. Those brush strokes that you can see there, I mean, they're pretty minor, but they do go away as it dries. And the really fine silver micro glitter that's in there is very fine and very sparse, so it doesn't add texture to the polish. So that is 3 coats of Gold Mine Your Business. The next polish is called Cowboy By, and this is a kind of smoky gray base with a red shimmer and a good amount of that fine silver holographic micro glitter. So this is a little bit sheer on that first coat, but the shimmer and the glitter are standing out really nicely already. And those will both stand out a bit more once it's built up. And good formula on this. So this one does cover completely in 2 coats. And you can see that second coat does deepen the color a bit, which makes that glitter and shimmer stand out better. And this holographic sparkle that's in here, really not even sure if I should continue to call it glitter because there's like no texture to it at all. So that is 2 coats of Cowboy By. So the next polish is called Buffalo Bills, 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 and this is a brown jelly base with a really shifty kind of gold to green. I see a little bit of blue in the bottle, but I don't think you're going to see that too much on the nails. Shimmer. With a really shifty gold to green shimmer, I see a little bit of blue on the edges of the bottle, but I'm not sure you're going to see that on the nails. So this one is also pretty opaque on the first coat. It is a darker color, still a little bit sheer. The shimmer is standing out really nicely, and good formula on this one also. So this one does build up completely for me in 2 coats. That second coat, the shimmer does stand out more, but the brown color of the base disappears more as well. It gets really deep and it becomes one of those can't tell if it's black or not kind of shades. So that is 2 coats of Buffalo Bills, Bills, Bills. So the next polish is called Cattle Drive Me Crazy, and China Glaze actually calls this a blue-black cream, and it's like there's shimmer, like I'm looking at it. I'm looking right at it. So this is a shimmery, almost steel blue shade. So this one is super opaque on that first coat. Definitely brush strokes through that shimmer, so I'm trying to do those as straight as possible, which is not going very well. I'm going to let this dry all the way before I call it, but it's definitely looking like a solid 1-coater. Okay, so this is completely opaque in 1 coat. The brush strokes that were there when it's wet did smooth out a little bit once it was fully dry. They're kind of still there, but not bad. And it does dry a bit dull. So that is 1 coat of Cattle Drive Me Crazy.
So I think Cowboy By is going to be my favorite. I really, really like that shifty red shimmer that's in there. And I always appreciate the fine holographic glitter in anything. So Cowboy By is my favorite. So that is the China Glaze Gone West collection for fall 2019. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you later. Bye.